Bonjour, mes amis. This is Margie. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, I am so glad to have you. And if you are one of my returning beautiful friends, thank you so much. I truly appreciate the support. I have added this series on the channel to share real steps and experiences from my journey navigating life as a single woman for the past year. And whether you just became a single person or simply curious about how other women are making it through, you are in the right place. So, welcome. Last week, I promised you a conversation with my friend Ruby. So today, this conversation will finally happen. And as you know, I've been sharing with you that I have been struggling with my budget. And when I became single, it was even worse because everything is on me and I had to be really mindful of my finance. I had to be really taking care of my budget. So that's what I have reached out to my friend Ruby, and she's been helping me. And as you know, like once you become single, you used to have two incomes in your household, and now everything is on you. So you have to be very mindful of your budget, of your spending. And that's what I feel like it was very important to share that conversation with you, because as you know, I always say that we are connected. I know, like, once you first become single, everything is on you, and you probably wonder how you're going to make it through. I just want you to know that yes, there is a way to make it through. You just have to find someone to help you. You have to reach out. Like for me, at the beginning, I was holding it on and I didn't reach out to others, and it was hard. So once I have learned that it's okay to share with others, once I have learned that it's okay that I can reach out to others for help, that's what I said, you know what, I have to find ways. And I have found my friend Ruby. She is very great. She's been helping me. And now I can say that I am a little bit better, that I'm very aware of my spending, that I'm very aware of how I have to make my budget, what I have to do to stay within my budget, and that has made a huge difference in my life. So I just want you to know that you are not alone. There is help outside, and you will find a way. You will become that best version of yourself. You will be knowledgeable about your finance. You will be able to do steps to remain within your budget, and you will live a beautiful life. So before I share my conversation with Ruby with you, please give this video a thumb up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. That will help me know that sharing my experience with you is worthwhile. So now let's hear about my friend Ruby. And as I said, every day is a step. Every day is a step to the right direction. Right now, you may feel uncomfortable with your budget, but once you learn how to do it, you will become okay, and that stronger version of you will shine. So we are in this together. We can do it. And once you take that step to work on your budget, you are going to be okay. So now let's hear about my friend Ruby, and I will see you in my next video, because next week I'm going to share something else with you. So come back next week, and now let's hear from my friend Ruby. I will see you next week after the conversation. Let's welcome Ruby. Hello, beautiful people. This is Margie. As I have promised you for a long time, I have my beautiful friend Ruby Scotland here. She is an expert in budgeting, and she has been helping me, and I wanted her to share feedback with you as well. So help me welcome Ruby. Welcome, Ruby, to our channel.
Hi, Margie. Thanks for having me.
Hi, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and tell people how you have been helping people like me that are starting a new life, that are single, and not even if you're not single, how you've been helping people navigating budget and share a little bit about yourself.
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Ruby Scotland, and I'm with Primerica Financial Services. And I spend my day helping people figure out what to do with their money and making their money work harder. I help people to retire comfortably. And we start with the basics, which is basically what do you do every single day with your money? Most people don't work off of a budget. But if you do work off of a budget, it
Mhm.
makes life so much easier. And
Okay.
here,
Oh, you can go, Ruby.
okay, so here's how it makes it easier. When you know exactly how much money you're going to allocate to your basics, your rent, your mortgage, your light, your water, your internet, all of the different things. How much do you spend on the transportation, your car, the gas for the car, the oil for the car, the if you have kids, you might be single, but you may still have kids. How much are you paying for daycare? How much are you paying for school? How much are you paying for each of these different things? And hopefully at the end of the month, you'll have some money left over, right? Hopefully. Then you need to decide from that surplus money, you want to figure out how much am I going to set aside for my emergency fund.
Mhm.
The emergency fund is so critical, isn't it, Margie? It's when you have money set aside for a real emergency, like the refrigerator stops working, or you need four new tires on your car, or something happens, and you don't want to turn to your credit cards. You have this emergency fund set aside for that, and that's 3 to 6 months of your take-home pay. 3 to 6 months of take home pay that you want to set aside for those emergencies. So when I'm working with clients, that's the first thing we do. We look at the budget, we look at the emergency fund, and we look at what that money is doing every single day. Is that budget actually reasonable?
Thank you for sharing that. And Ruby, as you know, for me, my difficulty is with that budget. And I have always been honest that I have no discipline. Like when it's time for budgeting, I can start and stop. So would you be able to tell us, like, as you are working with me right now, and I'm so grateful for you for that. Would you be able to share? Because I know a lot of women, like, once we become single, and it's a reality check for us because a lot of them is their spouse that used to take care of the budget. They were
Mhm.
not used to managing, and it's like, what am I going to do? So would you be able to share with us and let make us feel a little bit comfortable there is hope that we can do it and what's the
Absolutely.
first step to do as far as budgeting?
Absolutely. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what a
Mm-hmm.
budget actually looks like. And you don't have to fill out every single thing that's on this
Mm-hmm.
budget. But what I do want you to do is be honest with your numbers. So here's what it is. How much are you actually spending on housing? That's your rent or your mortgage, your phone, right? The cable, electricity, water, maintenance, all of these things related to your housing. Then how much are you spending on yourself and your family? So how much are you actually spending on your food and your groceries? How much do you spend on clothes on average? And
Mm-hmm.
to get these numbers, all you have to do is go into your bank statement and look
Uh-huh.
at like the last 3 months
Okay.
and categorize everything that's in there for the last 3 months, and that'll give you a pretty good picture of how much you're spending on a monthly basis. So you look at what you're spending on your family, so clothing, medical, childcare, anything like that. And then if you have charitable giving, if you tithe, or if you give gifts, like how much do you budget for that? Your transportation, so how much are you spending on gas and oil, or maybe your train card, or whatever you're spending on transportation. And then how much are you spending on leisure? And be honest here, right? So how much are you spending on vacations? And if you're planning a big vacation,
Uh-huh.
budget for that. If you're going to spend 2,500 or maybe $3,000 on a cruise, that's okay. But if you budget it every month, when it's time to pay, you'll have that money, right? So we put in how much we plan on spending on vacations, hobbies. How much are you spending on Netflix and Hulu and Prime, right? All of those things. And
Mhm.
then here's another big one. How much are you spending on a monthly basis on your debt? So this is your credit cards, your credit cards, any student loans, any personal loans, your car loans, anything that's showing up on your credit report that you're paying out on a monthly basis, we
Uh-huh.
put into consumer debt. Okay. And I also can help you figure out how to pay down that debt as quickly as possible.
Mhm.
Because if you're spending, if you have an American Express and a Capital One and some other kind of Visa card, and in a month you're sending out $700 a month, let's just say,
Okay.
to pay down on your total debt. What if you had that debt paid off? What would you do with that $700 a month? Right? So if we can figure out how to get that debt paid off as quickly as possible, now you've freed up all this money that you could do so much more with. So
That
we
is
look at
awesome.
we look at how much you pay every single month towards your debt,
Mhm.
and then the total amount of debt, and the monthly debt is what we put in here. If you're paying insurance, so you're paying your life insurance, your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your health insurance, any other kinds of insurances, we calculate that. And then, of course, you need to be saving for your retirement, whether it's your 401k. If you're a
Mhm.
small business owner, maybe you have an IRA that, or a simple IRA that you created for yourself. If you're saving for somebody's education, if you've got, and your emergency fund, of course, how much you're putting aside every month into your emergency fund. And then, of course, how much you have in taxes. So this is what a budget looks like. And if I had a client who is recently widowed,
Mhm.
and she was concerned about how much money she would have. And
Mhm.
so what we did was she liked to go and get her nails done every 2 weeks, and she
Uh-huh.
liked to have lunch with her granddaughter every 2 weeks. And so we added that to the budget. So she didn't have to worry. She always knew that she could do
The
nails
little
and
things.
lunch because it was part of the budget.
That is awesome. And that is really well detailed. And again, I'm saying that I'm grateful that I find you, Ruby, because as I said, it's like it's a struggle because I've been spending and taking ownership of these expenses is a reality check. And what I like also, like as you have us go back 3 months to see, because sometimes we are spending and then when you look at those 3 months, you're like, I didn't need to spend all that money. And I think
Exactly.
that's that's great. And as I said, it's a struggle for me. And empower women like you, empower us to do better, to be freer. So that's why I said I felt like it was very important to bring you to my little podcast, if I could say, to share with others that are struggling just like me or that just find themselves singles and they have no clue about budgeting. And
I
thank you
have
for that.
I
Mhm.
have one more tip for you. So after you figure out how much you're spending,
Uh-huh.
if you have some money left over, you can give yourself an allowance. And
I
so
like
let's say your allowance is $300 for the month. That means that with that $300, you can spend it any way you want,
I like
right?
that.
No guilt whatsoever. It's your money. You can spend it any way you want. Just that little thing, just that knowing that you have $300 in your pocket that you can just burn the way you want means that you have that freedom because all your other items are paid off, right? They're all that is assigned already, but
Mm-hmm.
this 300 is yours to do with what you want. And so that helps you feel like I have money. Everything is taken care of and this is
Mm-hmm.
my money. And so giving yourself that allowance gives you freedom as well. And you don't
That's
feel
great.
like
The
you
guilt.
have to pinch pennies because
Yeah.
all the pennies are accounted for.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot because a lot of times, sometimes, and I feel like giving that idea, okay, that's it, my allowance, because a lot of time I find myself spending money and I'm like, should I do that? Should I do that? And now knowing that it is part of what I can do will make it
Exactly.
more enjoyable.
More enjoyable. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I want for you.
Yeah, that is good. But Ruby, you are helping me, and I'm grateful for that. As I said, what if someone else want you to help them? Because as I always share in my podcast, we are connected. We are in this together, that journey of rediscovering ourselves, becoming more independent, debt-free. We are all in this together. You are helping me, but I would love for you to help others too. So if someone else want to find you, how would they find you?
Sure. My name is Ruby Scotland, and you can reach me by email at rscotland, that's SCOTLAND, at primerica.com. Primerica.com. rscotland at primerica.com. And if you want to text me, you can text me at 201 and I'm happy to help.
Yeah. And I know, like, because as I said, we are in this together. And my hope since I started to add, to share my personal journey in that channel is to help one person. And if one person, if you can help me and help another person, I will feel so happy. And I have one question more for you, Ruby. Like, for me, the reason why I feel like it's difficult, it's because I got divorced after 50. Do you feel like in your experience, like women that are divorced at a later age, like me, do you feel like there is hope so we can still retire comfortably? Like
Absolutely.
if we follow the budget, if we are become more educated, more finance savvy, is there hope that we
Yes,
can do that?
absolutely. Absolutely. So this is what I would do. If you are my client, but if somebody new wanted to be my client, first we go over how much money is coming into your household. We
Mm-hmm.
take a look at how much debt you have so we can figure out, how much you're sending out to other people.
Mm-hmm.
We figure out a debt plan so to get you out of debt as quickly as possible. We figure out how much to put into your emergency fund so
Mm-hmm.
that if something happens, you don't have a partner to rely on anymore.
Okay.
It's all
Yep.
on you. So we have to have the emergency fund. And then we look at how we're going to invest. So if you've got a 401k from work or an IRA, we make sure that that's working well for you. If you are
Okay.
over the age of 50, then we talk about some of the benefits because you can put more aside
Okay.
if you're over the age of 50. And then we look at ways for you to open up a personal IRA or a Roth IRA, what you can pay into so that you start building your investment portfolio while you're
Okay.
still working.
That is awesome. And thank you because as I said, I felt like I needed your help. I needed that help because it can be a little frightening, right? You are over 50 and retirement is around the corner and you're
Around the
like, oh,
corner.
I am not financially savvy. What do I do? And people like you, I feel like that's a great help for us. And I'm grateful that I met you. And I have to share that we met through Toastmasters because we love public speaking, we love
Yes,
sharing our stories with others. So that's the first time I met Ruby. It was through Toastmasters, and then now we are doing like Hablemos Español juntas, right? So we are
yes.
trying to Spanish together. So that's another great way to connect. And what I always share with my public is like we are not alone. There is help out there. There is someone to help you. And like me, I was struggling with finance and then I found you. So there is help. Just know to reach out to others, make sure that you get the support that you need. And I'm thankful for you. And I'm going to let you to leave everyone with a final hopeful message that if they are just like me, if they are struggling with their budget, there is help out there and they can do it. So I'm going to let you to do the final word for the show today.
Oh, thank you so much. So, if you are a friend of Margie's and you are struggling with your finances or you want a second opinion on how you're handling your finances, please feel free to reach out to me, Ruby Scotland, RScotland at primerica.com. I am happy to help as a woman over 50. You see my gray hairs. Uh,
I
I,
have
I,
to.
I strongly believe that we can manage our own money. The thing is, we use money every single day, but none of us were taught in school how to actually manage that money. And it's a skill set that it's not our fault sometimes that we don't have everything balanced. But my job is to help you figure it out and make sure that you're going to be able to retire comfortably. And I'd love to help. So give me a call or an email, and best of luck. And let's make good things happen.
Thank you, Ruby. Thank you. And as you hear, it's never too late. We are in this together. I will see you next time. Thank you. Merci, mes amis. You're going to say merci in Spanish because I'm saying it in French. You say it in Spanish, Ruby.
Muchísimas
Merci, mes
gracias
amis.
todos.
Gracias. Bye bye. I'll see you next time.